Welcome to Actual Skill Modeling. This is part 11 of AMT Star Trek USS Enterprise NCC 1701E. Scale is 1 to 1400. And this part, I'm going to be going through the process I used to make up the Aztec decals. Now, I should point out straight away that there is a slight sound issue on this part of the video. Uh, I generally record these and delete the sound and redub them. And this one, I didn't do that. I just recorded everything I was doing straight away because it's all computer work on this part of the video. And for some reason, there was a bit of sound distortion and I can't get rid of it. So it was either not showing you at all, trying to reshoot it, or giving it how it is at the moment. So I'm just going to put it up as it is because I think it's important to see how I do my decals for this. Now, if you watched the build on my Enterprise D, it's a very similar process. So if the sound quality is just too much and it gets on your nerves, go and have a look at the Enterprise D build. Then you'll get to see me doing the decals for that. The sound does get better as it goes along, but there is a crackle every time I change the pitch of my voice. The microphone just couldn't cope with it at this particular time. So let's jump into this and tell me what you think. So to begin with, this part is going to be concerning the decal. So as you can see here, we've got the printed sheet out, and we've got the main decals to come on, but I'm going to be concentrating on the Aztec pattern decals. Now, obviously, this kit doesn't come with it. So if you want them, there's various ways that you can do this. You can paint in the pattern, of course, using a lot of masking tape. You can buy a separate decal pack from many different outlets with the Aztec decals, or you can print them yourself, your decals. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to print out my own decals. Now, you can go down two different routes again with this, well, more than two. One is to design your own from scratch, or go to an open source website and get some templates. And that's what I did. I went to an open source website and got some templates and reworked them to how I wanted to do it. So the website I've gone to is this website here, and it's Starship Modelers. I'll put a link in the description, but in here we have various different shits with different decals, all downloads that you can download to your heart's content and have a look. Now, these decals you can use from the start if you wish, or you can just play about with them. So this is one example here. This is for the Enterprise E, what I'm working on, and this is what this clever chap's done. He's done them here, but you notice he's also done all the decal sheets, so all the greys and blacks that you would need for this build if you're not painting them in. So if I go over to here, you'll see here, let's fit this to the screen, you'll see here that this is the Aztec pattern, but the person's also put in the border, the grey and white borders here. Now, I don't like that personally. I only want the Aztec pattern. So I'm going to have to remove all this background work and just be left with the Aztec pattern. So if I just zoom in a little bit more, you'll see that all the different shapes. Now, depending on your software that you're using is how easy this is going to be. Because this is a very light grey on white, my computer has difficulty picking that up when I'm trying to pick up the pixels. So if I use the selection tool, for instance, it's just not picking them up properly. So what I have to do, and this will go into with designing your own as well, I'm going to be tracing around the pattern of this particular block and these blocks here to create my own block pattern. So I'm just going to take my tool and quickly just go down and trace a line around the pattern. Now you can be as accurate as you want. Now of course you don't actually have to use a template like this. You can just make your own shape, which is easy enough to do as well. So I'm just going to copy that and then paste, which will then give me a different file. So if I just go there, and that's it. Now I'll carry on doing that. I'll be copying and pasting this block. Once I get a few blocks done, and then I'll just copy and paste until I get the desired pattern, and until I get to about here. Now I've laid it out exactly how the diagram is because they're the correct size to the actual decals that you need to put on the ship. So here you can see the darker areas is my pattern and the lighter areas are the original pattern. So if I just get rid of that, you can barely make out the pattern because it's on a clear background. The other thing is I wanted to change the colour because I didn't like, I'll just go down a bit, I didn't like this grey here. It was too light, and if I printed that off you wouldn't see it on the decal paper. So I turned it into this colour, so it's a sort of stone grey colour, and later on I shall darken this colour even further, but just for this purpose I want to see what sort of grey I was playing about with. So here's the finished thing. Each one has been copied and pasted onto the exact location and into a different layer, and then I'll just flatten the image, hiding any hiding detail, and then you can see it all there, and that's how my decal sheet would be, and that's almost ready for printing. So going on to the subsection bottom layer. Now you won't see much here, but you can see that on my right hand side there where I've got my mouse pointer, there's all my different layers, and I shall now flatten this, so make it all into one like that, so you can see it again. Here we go. The pattern is a little bit light, but I'm going to be darkening that as I said. So first of all, I'll go into my tool and I'm going to put a photo filter in, and it doesn't really matter what colour it is at this stage. That's an orange, a warm one, but I am going to bring up this tool here to change the colour. Now since I've already done this, I've written down the numbers. So if I just type these numbers out, so the top one is 40, then 2, we have a 69, and 177, 177, 176, 174. And you can see from the water orange it's gone to a grey colour, and that then will go into the grey. So I'm happy with the grey, but I still want it a little bit more darker. So all I'm going to do is go into levels, go to my level bar, and I'm going to change it to about 80. And then I'll just flatten it, and that's the colour I'm looking at there. So it's a lot darker than from the original. Then to print it, it's easy enough. I'm just going to go down to print. I'll bring up my print screen, and on my software, depending on what printer you have, I'm checking the option to print in actual scale, so that what you see on the screen is what's going to be printed. That's very important for the size of the item you're printing. I'm going to change settings, and on those change settings, I'm going on to advanced, and I'm going to go for the best quality, then advanced, and then print in max DPI. I'm going to put yes. I'm going to put OK all that. Now the reason why I do that is because I want the best image possible, and that will just print out. So I've printed them all. There's the sheets there. I've got 4 sheets in total. The upper section, lower section, and sausage section. This is the work nacelles and pylons, and this is the secondary hull. So it's all fairly simple. Now, when I print these, you can't just go and use them straight away. You have to treat them with a varnish or a lacquer. Now I use this. This is Alpha's clear lacquer, and it's just basically a varnish that's used for body shops on vehicles. If you're spraying and things like that to seal everything in. And this works really well on the decal paper. I just take it outside and spray it all over. It takes about 2 to 3 coats, about 30 minutes in between each coat to dry, and then they're ready to go. And that is how I do my decals. Well, in the basic form. As I said, you can go back, you can actually just create those little boxes and squares if you want. If you do that, my tip is take a photograph of the actual item you're placing the decal on, so the hull of a ship, the body of a car, whatever it is, you put the decal on, measure it, then measure your window accordingly, your paper size on your photo suite. Then you can just put that little block onto the area that you want to just draw on, and then you know you're going to be roughly the same shape. Once you're happy with it, just print it off as a normal print, as a draft print, cut it up, see if it fits. If it fits, lovely, go and print on your decal paper. If it doesn't fit, you haven't wasted any decal paper. You can just make little tweaks until you're happy with it. And it's that simple, really. So I'm just about ready to place these on now. I've just got to clean my bench. My bench is a little bit messy. But once I do that, I'll get on to it. So if you haven't done so already, why don't you go and check out the channel for my other builds. If you subscribe to the channel, please do so. Make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you'll be kept up to date not only with this build, but all my other builds as well, of course. Hit the like button. Don't be afraid to share the video, and don't be afraid to leave a comment. Both actually help quite a lot with the old algorithm of how the videos are displayed to other people, how it's suggested, you know. So I mean, not just my video. If you watch your video, like it, share it. People do appreciate that. So anyway, I'm rambling, and so I'll pop off now, and I'll see you on my next build. So bye for now.